Do you need bug spray?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I don't need bug spray
Start
in a
talking.
sustainable garden.
Yes, my sustainable garden, my urban garden, my food forest. So if you get this plant, this is kale, this is dino kale. And hopefully Sunday I'm going to cut all this down because these are seed pods ready to harvest.
I mean, but that doesn't
So-
look like kale.
Because what you're seeing here are the leaves, it's really small, it's bolted. So you will see some kale in the backyard that's not bolted. So when they bolt, they shoot up like this is charred and it's taller than I am.
Yeah.
So when they're so these are flower heads and they're going to produce the seeds. So because when I was just gardening, I would treat these as annuals and I would cut them down or dig them up at the end of each season. But now I go through a little bit of ugliness and harvest the seeds so that I don't have to buy any seeds because that's like the purpose.
That's super smart. That's
of the
super
garden.
smart.
So we can come around. There's a daylily, but we'll see more daylily. This is a work in progress.
Those are pretty.
Oh, you like the daylily? Every part of the daylily is edible. So the flowers, when they're closed, are edible. The flowers, when they're open, are edible. The stalks, the stems are edible when they're new shoots, and the roots are edible. But people just sort of grow them as flowers.
Oh, this is so pretty.
This is artichoke. And I'd read that artichoke was a perennial, which means it comes back year after year. But this artichoke, globe artichoke, is not. It's an annual.
It's an annual.
Yeah, so
it's gonna die.
It is when it gets cold, but the ones near the house come back in the spring. They don't fully die. But I ordered some truly perennial artichokes, so as soon as the seeds come, I'm starting them up and plant them, and hopefully I'll have them year after year.
But it looks so pretty, like you didn't even know that's like artichoke. It just looks like a nice plant.
Flowers. Big leaves and silvery. This is sunflower. So you know the seeds are edible, but usually I let the birds eat them. This is canna. It's not edible.
What's canna?
It's a flower. Some more daylilies. It's a tropical flower.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's warm enough in Georgia that if you mulch it heavily, it'll come back.
Okay, but it will die.
It
Does
will
it
die
die?
to the ground. Actually, it dies in the top, and then you have to cut it down. Otherwise, all you see the brown dead stuff. It's an eyesore.
So this all came up this spring?
Yes.
All of this?
Yes.
What in the world?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
This is a recently planted hazelnut. It seems like they don't like the sun so much. So you'll see the ones in the backyard look a whole lot better. They were planted all at the same time.
So it's going to be a big tree. Like how big does
They're
a hazelnut
bushy.
tree? Oh, it's a bush? It's a hazel
Well,
bush?
It's
It's a hazel bush. It's not a hazel tree.
You can. That's a good question. I don't think they get bigger than 15 feet,
Okay.
but it's not that. It's not a 40-foot, 50-foot, 100-foot.
Well, I was trying to
tree.
figure out because we got it planted here right in the front and it's going to like boop.
But I'll keep it trimmed.
Okay.
And I've got like that mimosa tree, and it gets, I don't know, they say 25 feet.
Oh, that's
it's
a
not
pretty
gonna get
tree.
that
Can you
big.
make
It'll be
mimosas
trimmed.
with it?
So, all right, here's your first quiz. You didn't know you were being quizzed.
Wait, no.
What's this?
It looks like that artichoke.
Yeah, that's exactly correct.
Cause high five, bam, I'm smart.
All right, there's something hiding in here.
Is this a sunflower?
It is. See, see,
Okay,
you're
see, I got
amazing.
this. I got this.
That's a banana.
Is there a banana in there, or is that
No.
just a banana tree?
It's a banana tree.
Like, oh,
It's
but
a
it looks
dwarf
like these
banana.
trees.
It's similar because it has big tropical leaves.
Oh, snap.
So
But okay, so your banana tree, will it die at the end of the year?
it will go back, die to the ground. Yes.
Do all banana trees die to the
die. Don't come
like
back
what?
because they're tropical.
But it's a tree.
But they're tropical, so they don't live in places where it depends on how cold it is that year.
So will your banana tree like ever get bananas?
We'll talk about that in the backyard.
Oh,
So
okay.
I have a banana tree I got from other people. This one is acting funny. I thought someone hit it. It's another banana. It's flopping over. But I'm just going to let it do its thing.
Oh,
More sunflowers.
sad
Irises.
tree.
These are double blooming irises. They bloom in the spring and the fall.
Okay.
This is a mimosa tree.
A baby mimosa tree?
Yeah. My neighbors don't know that they should hate me. I'm the reason why all these mimosa trees are around here because I brought two in for my property.
And you just they
they're
they
like
seed
weeds.
or something?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. But when they flower, they're so pretty and they're medicinal. I think they're from China, if I remember correctly. They use them as a sedative. You can use the flower and the bark in tea.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so we have some irises that are open.
Oh, those are pretty.
These are double blooming, not edible.
But I was gonna ask, could I eat these? So I can only eat the yellow ones,
Yes, those are daylilies.
but not these.
Correct.
So if I eat these, I'll get the runs.
No, I think some irises are actually poisonous.
Oh, so I'll die. I just won't poop.
I don't know about that.
I'll
Poisonous,
die,
but
not poop.
Don't eat them.
Okay.
Here's another. You know what that is? Yes, a daylily.
The daylily, the
And
ones
here's
that I
some-
can eat.
Here's some.
Is that rosemary?
No. Rub it
Lavender?
between your fingers and tell me.
Is it lavender?
I don't know. Rub it, squish it, squish it.
It's lavender.
It is. It is. So there are several types of lavender they sell in Georgia. 3, I think, but only this one is hardy. So I've been trying to grow the others, and they die and don't come back.
But that one will stay around.
Yes.
Does it get the purple flowers?
It has them. It's in the. It's not a great place. It's in the shade. But you
Okay, I
them?
see them. I see them.
Yeah, they're not that purple.
So it's
'cause
not
it's
that
shaded out.
that traditional looking like the English lavender where they grow the big
And
long
I would think
thingies,
that the
right?
English lavender would be hardy,
Mhm.
but no, it doesn't look like that.
Okay.
This is something called a Jerusalem artichoke or a sunchoke. This
Okay.
is seriously invasive. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I got some from the health food store
Uh-huh.
a couple years ago, like 3 pieces.
Right.
And you'll see I've been pulling them up.
But they're like
pulling
almost
up.
as tall as you.
They get much taller. They get 10 feet.
Oh, but
And they
okay.
put out little flowers like sunflowers, but that's not till like August. So they just grow like a weed the entire time.
But do they make artichokes? Like do they
No,
actually
not
grow
those.
artichokes?
It's not a real artichoke. I'm gonna
That's
put
just the
one,
name.
But I don't think.
Oh, look at the root system.
See, this is supposed to have tubers on it,
Okay.
and
And you can
I
eat
haven't-
them?
When they have tubers, you can't eat that. That's just the root.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's supposed to be like prepper kind of food because when people see this, most people don't know that this is edible.
Right.
So they would see it and walk by it, but you'd have food in the ground. And you
Okay.
can harvest it from fall to spring. So maybe that's why there aren't any tubers because we're almost summer.
Right.
So come on this way.
Okay. Wait, what's that?
What?
What's that? What's that?
This is a violet. It puts out a little purple flower in the spring.
The fuzzy ones?
They're not fuzzy.
You seen the fuzzy ones?
I think
What's
so.
that? Is that not a
There's
violet?
an African violet. They're fuzzy, but those are African violets.
Like a
These-
Wakanda violet?
Forever!
Forever Wakanda!
They're edible, but they're teeny tiny little
That's
flowers.
not Wakanda.
Well, it's Wakanda, Georgia style.
It's like Gangnam style. Okay. I'll get my life. I'm getting my life. I'm getting my life. I'm getting my life. Okay. Oh, that's so cool.
This is going to be my perennial shade garden.
Okay.
So right now I have plants that aren't really perennials filling up the space, but this is a walking onion. I gave you some of these.
You sure did.
So it will fall over and reseed. Yeah, it's not a seed.
Like replant.
It's vegetative propagation. Yeah, it'll replant.
Be like, boom, I'm so cool. I'm gonna make my own self better.
That's right. This is a straight leaf parsley, and that's a curled leaf parsley. This is going to seed.
Right.
So again, they bolt, and then they get really tall, and they fall over. But I'm keeping it so next year I'll have seeds to harvest, and I can put
So
seeds
bolting
out.
is like when it flowers,
No,
right?
bolting. Look at how close this one is to the ground.
Uh-huh.
When he's ready to bolt, he's gonna stick up this.
Like you
huge
saying bolt,
shoot.
but like,
That's right.
okay,
exactly.
got it.
Exactly.
I'm smart. I got you.
This is fennel. I've never cooked with it or grown it before.
Okay.
And it smells like, well, you tell me what you think it smells like. I mowed over it today.
It smells kind of a sweet smell.
It's a licorice smell.
Yeah.
Annie's, I think, is the other thing they say it
Yeah.
smells like.
Okay.
So this is, well, you tell me. Crunch that and tell me what that smells like to you.
You want me to crunch it?
Yeah.
With the
You
flowers?
Do the leaves, because the flowers I'm
Okay.
going to keep for seeds. Just crunch it.
I lost it. Because I'm a good. Oh, it's parsley.
No.
What is it?
Oh, you can't smell it. Smell that. You don't like Mexican food.
It's cilantro?
It is. It's cilantro.
Most cilantro I see is all wibbly wobbly, like it can't stand up.
And it is. And they don't like the sun, so
Okay.
hopefully here's mostly shade, but it seems like it's struggling too.
Swiss chard?
No, this is something called sorrel.
Sorrel.
And it has it's red vein sorrel, but it tastes yucky.
It's nasty.
I don't like it.
Pluck it.
And it is hardy. It comes back, and it took me 3 years to grow this
And
thing.
then we don't like it.
And I don't like it.
Well, let's get rid of it
It's
and get
pretty
something
and
else.
It's taking a spot.
Well, put it over there for something else pretty.
Right now, I don't
we
have
gotta
anything
eat
to
all
put
of this
there.
stuff. We have
You
to
can
eat.
eat it.
Well,
It's
you don't
just-
want to because
I
it's
eat it, but
you.
then I make a here. Let me show
Ah,
you.
no, no. You're gonna make a
Not
face.
you,
You're gonna make a
not you.
face. Watch the face. Watch the face. Watch the face. Eat the sour sorrel. Ah, see, you see, she was like,
I don't like it.
and I don't like it, and I like it.
Okay.
Okay.
This is
What's
French.
this?
This is French tarragon, and that's Mexican tarragon. This is hardy, but that's not something. Go ahead.
So hardy means it's gonna stay. It's not gonna
Yes,
die off.
Correct. The cold won't kill it.
Okay.
Okay. And there's different types of hardies when you plant. You're in zones. So this part of Georgia, sorry, you need bug spray.
No.
This part of Georgia is 7B.
Okay.
And then the deeper south you go, the warmer it gets. The numbers go up 8, 9, up to 10, I think.
So Google's lied because Google said we were 8B.
Maybe South Georgia, not this area.
I'm only 20 minutes away. 8 miles. I'm not south.
I don't know. This is dill.
Google's.
And for the first time this year, the roly-polies, or I'm from New York, the pill bugs, they've been eating my plants, and they're
All of them?
everywhere. This is the second dill I put there. The
Really?
first one, it rained, and I came out the next day, and there were like 2 green sprigs and a whole bunch of roly-polies in their
Ew.
gang. Like, oh, yeah, we got your plant.
What? Man.
This is turmeric. This hasn't come up. And it
So
might
it's
not
a
come
root.
up.
It's a tuber,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Okay.
it is.
Make
Here's
your
kale.
teeth- Hi, kale.
And I've got, as you see, the
Hi,
cabbage
kale.
moths are eating me, and I got white flies on this, but it's okay because it'll live, it'll survive. And I
Okay.
harvest this mostly in the winter
Okay.
when it's too cold for the bugs.
Okay. So is there something we can do to this, like natural that we can do to make
I
the
ain't find nothing that works.
really?
I've hot peppered them, I've garliced them, I've compost teed them, I've soaped them. I've
Soap.
used-
So that's what my uncle used. He uses like soapy waters to go, but he has zucchini and stuff like that. And he's in North Carolina, so
It
maybe.
hasn't worked for me.
Okay.
I've used sodium bicarbonate, which is baking soda.
Right.
I've used, did I say cayenne pepper?
Mhm.
I've mixed them together.
Everything and nothing.
And I even have
Those
bought...
suckers want to put
Yeah,
holes in
but
everything.
it's okay because, like I said, the plant will survive. It just means I don't really get to eat this that much in the summertime, which
Okay.
is fine because there's salad and there's chard and there's a
Right.
bunch of other stuff. But in the winter, it'll come back.
Right.
This is ginger, hasn't come up yet. This is the
Okay.
first time I've tried them in this spot
Uh-huh.
because some people say you can grow them. This spot gets a little sun, but it's not working.
Okay.
That's sage.
That's sage.
This is like-
Ooh. You give it-
7th time trying to grow sage.
But look, it's growing.
This one is.
Look
in the
at
front,
it.
it wasn't working. In the back, in the places, it wasn't working.
So it just needed a nice shady place.
I
you
guess,
think?
and maybe no competition.
No
All right,
calm.
be careful on the mud.
Okay. Squish, 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 squish. Ooh, ha, 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 ha. Oh my gosh. It's rainbow charge. Is that rainbow charge?
It is!
It's rainbow charge! Look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it.
You know chard?
I know charge.
Okay, well look at this monster.
Oh my gosh.
What's the word for this? Tell me the word.
Looks like Jack and the Beanstalk. I don't know. What's the word for that?
When it does this because it's producing
Oh,
seeds.
bolting, bolting, bolting.
Yes.
It bolted from
So
the
chard is
ground.
usually close to the ground. And this one's bolting too. It hasn't gone as far as that
my
one.
gosh.
So when they're growing, typically that's the size they are.
So
But when they're bolting,
cool. They're taller than you. Ah.
yeah.
Look at, look at.
So
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. That's so cool.
it is. This is collards that are bolting.
Okay.
So I have tons of seeds to collect.
Okay. Now
Um,
all of these will die off, right? Or
Actually,
no?
if we don't have the chard doesn't die.
It doesn't die.
Chard doesn't die.
So it can stand the
Yes.
cold. Oh,
Yes, yes,
Oops.
yes, yes,
don't mind me none. Sometimes me and my hand, we don't know what we're doing because we're too busy
fine.
looking,
yes. It's fine.
and we go like this.
I got you.
Oopsie.
So
Okay.
which way are we going?
Let's go this way. We'll
All
go
right.
this way.
So this is the perimeter. This is my green screen
That's so
that
cool.
I started with. This is cattle panels.
Okay.
So they used them, and I made a screen. The guy wanted to charge me $2,000 to install chain link fence. And I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
really?
So I rented the U-Haul. I got myself 15 cattle panels, and for $300, I've installed my own tents.
Yeah, because that's what we do.
That's
And
right.
look, it's so cool because now you're not going to see the brown fence behind it. You're just going to
Yeah.
see all this green, which is going to give it the
Yeah.
illusion of like being really like in a jungle or a forest
So
or
that's the old fence. and
old
it's falling
fence.
apart,
Old
as you see.
fence. See? Bloop, missing slats.
Yeah, there's some chard. I'm just sticking it all sorts of places. And here, you know, this is right. Crush it.
No.
Reminds me of what was that movie? School Days. Squish it, squash it, crush it.
Basil?
No, do it again. I have a friend who was putting basil in their tea because they thought it was this.
Mint?
Yes.
Okay.
So
You know what? If you have a bad nose like me, like literally I was like, basil?
Yeah.
Basil? Basil?
This is just some oregano. Me, before I decided I was going to put trees over here, so I was trying to get rid of the stump. And I had put actually sunflower seeds in the stump and they came up, but there are ants. Let's see if they come out. That live in the stump.
They live in there?
And I think they've been eating down my plants.
Ah.
So that's why I've been using the ant bait. Once again, I've tried all
Ant
sorts
bait.
of
Oh, that's so cool.
things to get rid of the ants, and that's the only thing that works for me.
Okay, ant bait.
Including, they said if you take scoops of different ant piles and put them on the other pile,
They'll
then
eat one of
each
the.
other.
Oh,
I tried that, it didn't work.
it didn't work, huh?
So this is some cow manure because this is going to be where I'm going to put my currants, my red currants.
Okay. Now, when you grow the currants, is that a vine?
No,
or do you
it's
have
a bush.
to?
It's
Okay.
a shade bush.
Okay.
So here, remember in the front, I showed you one that the sun didn't like the sun?
The hazelnut bush.
Right, and this one looks like it's doing better. I planted this within the past week.
Okay.
This
I like
is, what is this? This is
don't
a
know.
daylily.
A daylily.
But it's real shaded, so it's not doing real well. That's old.
Okay, so daylilies like
Sun.
sun. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are, so service berries, they're also called Saskatoon, I think, berries, and June berries. They got a ton of names.
The
I've never
service
heard these
berry,
things.
like, has it been in the military? Has
don't
it
know.
provided service to its country?
It's going to provide a service to me when it starts
Yeah.
bearing some berries.
Okay. Are they sweet berries or sour
Yes.
berries?
And I'm so glad you said that. The only thing I'm growing is stuff. I don't want to make any more faces like I've made for that.
Okay. Okay.
So they have service berries that are a variety of flavors. I tried to get the sweetest ones.
Okay.
Obviously, I just planted them a month ago, so I don't know what they're going to taste like. But in my research, I wanted sweet.
Okay.
And I wanted things that I didn't have to cook. So there's elderberries. But people make wine, and you got to process that.
Yeah.
I'm lazy. I ain't processing.
I'll
that.
help you because you're going to make, when those come up, you have a
Pie?
bunch of berries. And I'll be like, can we make that one jug of wine? Like, now you can't sue me and stuff if you go blind because it's too strong. But you're supposed to be able to,
Seriously.
you're supposed to be able to take berries, cover them in sugar, and they will, and then
I've seen
you can.
people do it online.
I attempted
You know
to
what?
do it.
You know what? If you want to do that, I'm game.
Okay.
I'm game. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, later on, people, when we're blind, just don't say anything. It wasn't me.
And then we'll just have to
I don't
listen
know
to the
who's
video. We
making
can't
this
see.
video. Ooh. Oh, that's cool.
So what I did is I've been using a lot of cardboard boxes
Uh-huh.
down here because the trees. And what's so funny, my neighbor doesn't cut her yard.
Mm-hmm.
So all of these are children of trees that used to be over here. The peach tree is mine. The mimosas
Oh,
are mine.
This is a
The,
real peach tree.
Yeah.
So some of them fall down on your grass?
Yeah.
And you get
yeah.
to have those?
And that, well, but no, they're small and they're bitter and they're worm eating, and that's why I cut down the peach trees. That's what that stump is. It's a peach tree.
Oh.
But it wasn't working for me, so I had to go.
Okay, got it.
So all this stuff, the honeysuckle is mine. So
How the heck you get a honeysuckle? Is that
You see it?
coming out the tree?
no, it's coming out the ground, but it's growing in the tree.
So it
The
binds up.
muscadine is mine, and I'm so glad that it's back.
I'm so...
This thing used to grow all over the house. It was growing under the eaves. It was growing, and so I had to chop it down.
Let me...
And it kept coming up, kept coming up.
Is this the muscadine that you got rid of that was bearing the fruit?
Yes.
Yes,
yes.
It says you can't stop me.
It's okay. So I'm like, come on. I didn't know what I was doing. I cut
Welcome.
you back. So sorry.
Welcome back, little friend. Welcome back. Take it over. Okay. What's this stuff back here? What's this? What's
So
this?
this stuff.
Yes.
This is, well, I'll show you what this is.
Oh, the doo-doo.
This is me gathering stuff for free. Pine straw.
Where you get a pine straw from?
Honestly,
You went over somebody's yard, didn't you?
no. At our workplace, I cleaned the
You were
satellite
like-
dish.
You said,
There was a
"Oh,
satellite
I'm
dish.
here to have with my bucket. Put it in my bucket."
I
Put
said,
it-
oh, look at all that pine straw in the satellite dish. I can clean the satellite dish and get some pine
I can get
straw. That's what I
something.
did. And then underneath is compost that is free.
Okay.
Legitimately. from
Yes.
the cat house.
Well, that's legit free too.
It is.
I mean,
No,
what were
it
they going
is.
to do with it other
But
than?
they actually put this out for people to come and get.
Okay.
So when other people cut their grass and put their bags on the curb, I don't.
Okay.
And they pick them up, they take them, they compost them, and they make them available to the public.
Okay, got it. So, but you do your own composting?
I don't. I do mulching with my grass. We'll see some. I cut grass today, and we'll see what I do with some of the grass.
Okay. What's this thing?
This is an old azalea that was in the front. They were dying, so I moved it.
Okay.
It's not dead yet. Maybe it'll catch itself. For a moment, I thought it was going to die, so it'll probably catch itself and come back. They're shade loving, so
Okay.
this is part of my border. Those are more
Sunflowers?
Jerusalem artichokes.
Well,
They do kind of look like
Listen, I
sunflowers.
can't with them because they're looking like sunflowers to me,
They do.
and then they're not making anything for me to eat.
More hazelnut. And so this is what I do with my cut grass. I use mulch, sweet potatoes. Garlic.
Okay. Did you just like take a garlic
Yes, from
and
the
you
grocery
stuck it in
store.
there?
No,
Bec-
I broke apart the cloves and then I put each
and you
one
put
in.
them in there?
So
Okay.
each piece will make an entire
Because
garlic.
I had a garlic head and it started sprouting green things, and I said, well, it's still green, so I guess I can still eat it. So
You
I just
can.
ate it.
You can.
I
You can
didn't
eat
throw
the
it
leaves.
away.
You can eat the
I just like threw it in the pot and made some garlicky spaghetti. So but it's supposed to be garlicky.
The leaves have a different flavor
Oh,
than the
well,
cloves.
I can taste it.
But you can still use it. Yes, yes, yes. This is a pawpaw. Again, I'd never heard of pawpaw. Well, having Caribbean heritage, we call papayas pawpaws. This is not a papaya. This is something indigenous to the Americas, and it's supposed to make this custard fruit. And if I wanted to spend $40, $50, $70, they've got hybrid varieties that taste like mango, taste like banana, taste like apples. But this is just the wild version because it was $15.
So we're going to get a pawpaw.
We're going to get a wild pawpaw.
So
and
there's
it's going
gonna-
to taste like a wild pawpaw. And
Because I'm thinking wild pawpaw is like an old sweaty man. Like, pawpaw, come over here and cut this
no.
grass. They're going to be hanging out the tree. Pawpaw, get out of the tree. They'll be like, you grew that pawpaw, put it back. Put it back.
in the Jungle Book, Disney's Jungle Book, Baloo sings a song. And he talks about a pawpaw.
He
So as
must,
soon as I saw the name pawpaw,
you're like, I'm
I
going to
was
get
taken
it.
back to my childhood. I'm like, Baloo, pawpaw,
No.
going Mowgli. I'm gonna be the female Mowgli.
Mowgli, Mowgli, Mowgli. Okay, so pawpaws, garlic, sweet potatoes, check.
And onions.
And onions.
Onions on the left, garlic's in the middle.
But not walking onions.
Correct. These are both the regular.
Regular.
I
They
think-
smell oniony. Like I need deodorant, but it's not me. It's the onions because I put on deodorant before I left the house just to be sure. Just to be sure. Listen. In the summertime, sometimes you need a little extra
Yeah,
swipes.
sometimes you
That don't be
These are
offensive.
strawberries. These are red runner beans. These are growing from the ground, but the strawberries are in the pot.
Oh, cool.
And there's supposed to be some borage, but I don't know. I think the seeds expired. I've been planting them. They haven't been coming up.
Okay.
These are nasturtiums. They're edible flowers.
Nasturtiums.
Yeah. I'm going to see what they taste like first.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna let
Take
you
this
try
one.
it. So when you
They tend
don't
to be
pass
peppery.
out, look. So when you don't pass out, I'm gonna take that. Right to take.
It doesn't have a flavor.
It doesn't taste
They're
like
known for
anything.
being peppery. They're not sweet. So people put them in their salads. And apparently the leaves are edible too, but I've never eaten the leaves.
It has a hint of light pepper, but it's nothing major.
This is charred early.
More
so
charred.
this little
It
chard
has
turns
not
into
bolted.
that monster.
It has not
That's
bolted
correct.
into that guy, Jack and the Beanstalk.
This is something that I tried to plant 2 years ago. It's called, one of the names is a ground nut,
Uh-huh.
but it's not a peanut. And so the flowers I think are edible, and the tubers in the ground are edible.
Mhm.
And I had it in a pot because I didn't want to mistakenly cut it down because it's like a jungle back here.
Right.
And I guess it didn't like growing in the pot.
Okay.
So when I was going to throw out the stuff in the pot to reuse the pot, I
Mhm.
saw the pot was root bound. So it was doing all of its growing
Under the
underneath,
ground.
although there were no tubers. So I'm
Right.
like, All right.
I'll just break the pot away.
So now, as you
Look
see,
at it. Yeah.
So the flowers promise to be interesting. Here's more kale.
Okay. Hi, kale.
And I'll show you some bolted kale. Oh, so here's kale that's bolted. Remember you said it looked like kale with the little leaves.
Okay.
And there's kale that hasn't yet bolted.
Okay.
Which is interesting because they were planted at the same time in almost the same place.
Right.
But this one gets the morning sun, and I guess this is no. This must get the sun.
Okay.
That's why it's bolted. And I can't explain.
So what's this yellow? This is a part of kale.
No, this is I know they look alike. These are collards.
Oh, bolted collards.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna use these seeds because they're both brassicas and they can cross pollinate, and I'm scared that they might not breed true, and I'll get a hybrid like a mule that won't reproduce.
But what if it tastes good? Like I'm a collard kale.
But
hey,
if it
what do
doesn't
you?
reproduce,
Would you
then it
call it
doesn't
a
make
kale
any sense.
collard or a collard kale?
I'm gonna call it a calard.
Bam. Calard in the house. Yeah.
And I
Make the
planted
babies. Make all of the babies.
I found some hardy kiwis. That's a hardy kiwi. That's a hardy kiwi.
Okay, I have the hardy
There's one
kiwi.
over here somewhere because this is a kiwi.
Is this
And
one?
it's hardy. But what I didn't know is that they need pollinators.
They need a buddy.
Yeah, they need to get it off.
Let's
So
get it on.
I didn't know. So this thing, as you see, is doing a lot of growth.
Right, because you got
like
it a
me,
buddy.
it's lonely.
Well, wait, now it's not. It's not lonely, cause look, it made a lot of
That's
stuff.
all it.
It ain't gonna
That's
make
like
no
it's me.
fruit.
I'm growing stuff in the garden. No, it's not gonna make any
It's not
fruit.
gonna make any.
It's not gonna.
It's just full of green leaves.
It's full of green.
Nobody want nothing full of green leaf. We want some hardy. What do you say?
It's pretty. It's a nice
What is
color.
it? Kiwi.
Yeah, kiwi. So I don't think the kiwis that I bought, because the leaves are so different, I don't think they'll pollinate this one. This is kind of fuzzy, and those are smooth and shiny. But
Okay.
we'll see.
Well, did this die off? Did this just all come this year?
It drops the leaves, but the vines
But the vines stay. Okay. So you think if you take one little baby's over there and put it next to this guy over here?
Well, the wind should blow, because I planted another one right here.
Okay.
I should have planted two. So
All right.
I'm gonna have to take this off because he doesn't look good. But I just planted that yesterday, and there's one that I planted. They're not doing well.
Well, but we just planted
And
them
one
yesterday.
died. No, I planted one about a month ago. It died. That's a replacement.
Okay.
So
Like
I'm
we
trying.
haven't even been through this whole thing, and I'm like so amazed, like with all of this stuff, because everything out here we can eat. Like
yes,
if World War III broke out and I had to barter, listen, I'll make the soap and the candles because I can do that.
okay.
I'll just eat here. Is that okay? I mean,
I know how to make candles.
I have 2 dogs, and if we really need to eat, I can. I don't mind. I can fatten them up with something, and then.
Ew.
Listen, Coco's really big. She's really big.
Okay, that's nice.
Okay.
How about we use the dog to hunt things that are coached to eat, like deer?
If you want to train the Cocos, that'll work. Otherwise, I'm just going to make the candles and the soap, and I might be able to make you a pair of clothes if you don't mind possibly some of your body showing, because I'm not that good at sewing. So it'd be like walking.
More back here.
Okay.
We need to start again.
Part 2.